Roland vMixers have a user-level control or authentication system. An administrator has a password to access every feature of the mixer. The administrator can determine what features any other user can access. The administrator creates a key for the console using a USB memory. This key can open to that user all the functions as allowed by the administrator. Settings that should not be changed by that user are locked when the user signs in with his key. For example, the administrator might allow an experienced user to access every setting except the equalizer on the main outputs, but a novice user may not change the system effects. Each user can have their own key that allows them to access the specific features they're authorized to use. The administrator can also determine what features a guest, someone without a USB key, is allowed to access. Perhaps without a key, no setting can be changed, or maybe only the podium mic can be controlled without a USB key. Let's go through the steps of creating a user key for the M300. I've inserted a USB memory already, so I'll press the user button here. I select the guest account and go to user level here, where I can see different functions that I can enable for access for this particular user. I see a list of channels and the functions for channels, so I can turn off particular channels that I don't want the user to use, or perhaps specific functions, for example the compressor or the gate. I have the same kind of display for my output buses, and then under Other I have miscellaneous items, so here I could turn off, for example, access to internal effects, or possibly disable the ability for a user to store their own scenes. So I can turn on and off functions by simply selecting those with the cursors and pressing Enter to disable the functionality of this particular part. Once I've selected the functions that I want to lock out, I press OK. And then I press F2 to create a user. And now I can give it a name and then press Create, and it saves that permission as a key onto this USB memory. Now every time that USB memory is plugged in, those are the functions that will not be accessible to that user.